Every knotter has a story. These are Bee's locks. Bee's been with me for 13 years, 12, 13 years. And something significant happened 7 years into our relationship of me locking her hair, taking care of her hair. I didn't start her locks. I had a business partner. She decided we should change the sizing. So we went into her hair and tried to change the sizing. What that meant was she tried to make her size smaller than when she first arrived. I had a business partner and she just liked the tiniest size locks. And I went with it. It's a real learning experience about knowing clearly what you want and not being afraid of what you want. I've always wanted to treat people's hair as they arrive and maintain it, but she had a different top. So the result of that was making her locks smaller, trying to make her locks smaller. And so she had a mixture of lengths, short and long lengths. I learned a lot from that experience. Firstly, do intuitively what you want to do with a client's head. Do not follow somebody else if you don't believe in the actions of what they're doing, if you don't believe in their work. But this was a good experience because after I separated with my business partner, I realized that we needed to get our hair back to the initial sizing it was. How we did that was we left it. We left it for like 4 months. 4 months of growth. And by then I'd transitioned into practicing knotted locks because I used to interlock her hair. And the rest is history. 4 months later, her hair grew. I started correcting things with my knotted locks technique. And here we are 7 years after that happened. And I learned so much about the knotting process and how knots and actually leaving your hair alone can give your hair time to heal. I think that was the most important lesson I learned from Bee's locks. When you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But if you leave the hair alone, the hair will recover and then you can tweak it and make the changes you would like. You could revert back to the original way you used to work, which is what I did in this case. Here is Bee's locks, 7 years, knotted locks. So something like 15 years plus 16 years plus locked and 7 years knotted locks. She started off as having interlock locks and now she's 7 years knotted locks. I do work with her hair with a little bit of interlocking, but her hair mostly is knotted and the interlocks area I'll knot over in our next session. This is her 5th month. So the last time I saw her was last year, December, and now we're in May. So it's about 5 months I last saw her. This is the joys of knotted locks. The fact that I treat each client as an individual. And what I like is that I can have a client with smaller size locks and I've not seen them in 5 months. And they sit in the chair and I'd work with them in the same way as I'd work with a larger size client. Your sizing doesn't dictate how often you come and sit. Your sizing is your preference. Here is Bee's locks, and I'm always inspired when I work with her hair. And I don't normally style, but I like the style that I created today. So I said, let me just quickly capture it, and here we are. I just love this texture. I love the way Knotted Locs works with all textures. All African hair textures. I love the way that Knotted Locs enables each of us to celebrate the texture hair we have. This is her texture hair. It's beautiful, gorgeous. Love the sizing, love the fullness of it. Just love everything about it, this hair. And when I love, I share my love. So this is Bee's locks.